My name is Kevin Varner, and I am HIV positive since 2007, and I work as the Director of Prevention and Education Services at Triad Health Project in Greensboro. It's not enough to simply suppress the virus with medication. It's necessary, it's absolutely crucial to do that. Take your medicine, you will suppress your virus, you will keep from passing your virus on to others, you will live a very healthy, medically healthy life, right? And yet, people who come to see me are doing that. They've got their viral load suppressed. Many of them, they're suppressing their virus. They're taking their medication like they're supposed to, but they're not thriving. And it's like they're still living with the specter of HIV. I mean, they might be virally suppressed. The virus might be suppressed down in their body, but it's very much alive in their consciousness, right? And they haven't really learned how to address stigma and HIV-related shame that lives within them, so that when they experience stigma from the outside world, and they experience rejection, and they experience HIV-related prejudice and HIV-related fear, they go, oh, well, that must be true because I believe it. Coming together and supporting one another as people who are living with HIV, as people who are allies and people who love those of us who are living with HIV, so that we begin to teach one another how to regain that sense of self-worth, how to regain that sense of being a victor and not a victim, how to become empowered with HIV, and I dare say it, how to see HIV as an unexpected gift that you never wanted, never thought would happen to you, and yet to turn HIV against itself, we must acknowledge its presence. Listen to what HIV has to tell us about how important it is for us to stay connected, find support, and find that sense of healing from within that goes beyond just taking our medicine every day. I think in some ways I had something in me, some hidden part of myself that when HIV infected my body, when I finally got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I finally got sick and tired of feeling depressed about myself, there was this part of myself that woke up, and he was angry, and he was tired of being stigmatized and suppressed and rejected, and I was the one doing it. It wasn't like I was necessarily getting it from the outside world. Here I was, this fairly decent looking dude on the outside, and I looked like everything was going okay, but on the inside I was falling apart. And I wanted those two parts of myself to meet, because I knew that the truth lay somewhere in the middle. So there was this energy that I had within me, this sense of, I don't want to be down, I don't want to be depressed, I don't want this thing to beat me. And it was a combination of anger and a combination of fierceness that I had within me. And I can't tell you, to be honest with you, where that came from. I don't know if I got it from my mom and my dad, or if I was born with it, or what. I don't know. But I know it's there, and it was unique to me. It was mine, but I am convinced all of us have it. We all have it, right? It's all there. And I think that's one of the unexpected gifts of HIV is if HIV, in spite of itself, and you see how I'm kind of personalizing HIV here, I'm giving HIV an identity. HIV, in spite of itself, if HIV being in my body inadvertently, accidentally awakened that fierceness within me, then good for it. Thank God. Thank God, because if I had been less complacent beforehand, I probably wouldn't have gotten HIV in the first place, right? So my complacency and my self-loathing or whatever it is that I was dealing with at the time or not dealing with, yeah, so HIV comes along and it awakens that part of myself that's fierce, that's like, okay, you're faced with your mortality, you better get your act together, you know. So that happened. That was step one. Step two, I started asking for help. So those are two really, really hard things to do. Recognize that there's a fierceness within you. And then also recognize there's a part of you that's powerless. And you need help. I am so sick and tired of talking about what's wrong. I want to talk about what's possible. Right? Instead of the impossible, I'm interested in the I am possible. You know, I'm interested in I'm possible. You know, and here I am, living with HIV, my virus is suppressed. I'm hesitantly, because I don't want to come across sounding arrogant at all, but I'm doing great. I'm living with HIV, and I have to honestly tell you, I have never been happier in my life. So am I possible? Yeah, I'm possible. Oh Lord, so many things. I have this thing where my partner and I, when we wake up in the morning, we have this little ritual, and we usually do it over coffee, where we look to each other and we say, "It's a brand new baby day." My sister, the fact that I was able to share my HIV status with my sister and with my mother, and they were curious and not afraid. My cat, my great big huge fat cat, you know.